Welcome. My name is Georges Verbena, and this is part 5 of my New Age Deception series featuring love and how love is the only truth according to way too many people, and how evil is an illusion. So let's cover this topic and debunk and deconstruct the psychological hijacking while I demonstrate my new necklace, which is a 444 necklace, as you can see, in silver. Like the moon, which is me, because I'm ruled by the moon, Cancer, Sun and Rising. Look how it's reflecting the lights. 444. Well, this is my new necklace, and this is my 5th video. Love. What is love? Love is elevation. Love pushes you. Love constructs you. Love builds you. It vitalizes you. It fuels you. It makes your spine erect. It makes your chest come out. It is a presence. It strengthens you, fortifies your resolve, solidifies your identity, so it can shine through radiance. Love is a radiance, and that comes from the heart, and this radiance inspires to action, to play, like the inner child, which is engulfed in this heart, in this fire, because the heart and love are belonging to the fire element. Everybody who studied astrology, Chinese medicine, or any other science of the ages knows that love is fire. Fire is passion. And passion is emotion. So love is an emotion. It's a feeling. And if you believe that a feeling, which is a dense biochemical process in the body, which is radiating through self-awareness and through a certain perception, which is enforced through your environment, which is inspired through radiance. If you think that feeling is the only thing that's real, then you are operating within a biochemical view, which I just demonstrated, which is a very scientific and materialistic concept. Yes, you are a materialist. If you believe that love is the only truth, you are materialistic. It's the irony. Do you know why? Because love is a material thing, belongs to this realm of duality. If you step outside of here, what you find is Uranus. What you find is Neptune. You find dissolution. Not love. Dissolution. And you find detachment. You find a mechanical and trickster point of view. Because love, while it is very important, while without it, you know the baby dies, so you need it. It's a fundamental spirit fuel, okay? It's like spirit fuel. Let me explain. It's like medical astrology. You have Aries, you have Leo, you have Sagittarius. Leo is the heart, is love. It's the conscious self. You are conscious of your divinity. That is love. Self-consciousness. The more conscious you are of yourself, the more you love yourself by default. Because whatever you do here, whatever belongs to this realm, it's only temporary. The true self is divine. That is the nobility and the pride of Leo. It is self-knowledge. You know your divinity. It's through this knowledge that you are conscious. Only a conscious being can radiate love and embody it. So love necessitates consciousness. But if you look at Aries, Aries is unconscious self, which doesn't require love. But that is how we incarnate into this realm, through Aries. And when we become Leo, because we are channeling the divine through the heart. So love is like a byproduct of channeling yourself and seeing yourself in the world around you. It's a byproduct of what you see, and you connect to it in such a way that it resonates to your own radiance and reflects your radiance to you. That is why love belongs to the 5th house in astrology, which has to do with romance, children, and casual sex. Yes, casual sex belongs to the house of love, which is self-love. Which is why if you have a partner, the partner better loves you, because it is through the eyes of your partner that you are reminded of your own radiance, because he can see it in places where you cannot. And you can see his love, so you're feeding each other. And this leads to sex, which leads to creation of children. So now they can repeat this whole thing. And that is the only truth? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? You are telling me that love is the only truth? You are telling me that everything else is irrelevant? That it is secondary to something that belongs to the house of casual sex and children? Alright then. Yes, we know that love is very important. If you don't love yourself, it's pretty shit. It means you are unconscious of yourself. If you're unconscious of yourself, well, if you go deep enough, you may become a narcissist. Because narcissists absolutely despise themselves. Which is why we need to create a perfect outer shell. A perfect outer self. Which is completely false, to hide the true self, which they despise. Because they have internalized the hatred of their mother and father. So the narcissist chooses to be unconscious of himself because he hates it too much. He can't stand it. It's unbearable. So that is why love is important. If you want to stand yourself, if you want to have a regulated sense of self, self-regulation, you need self-love. It's a psychological necessity. It's a neurological necessity. It's a biology. It's a... You can't live without self-validation. It's not possible. If you do, you will end up like a narcissist stuck in fantasies of grandeur, where you will dream of things you may achieve to eventually self-validate. And the dream itself is what you need so you don't fall apart in depression, because you need something to look forward to, right? So that's why we become grandiose. So the ego can also become inflated in the sign of Leo, in the 5th house. Okay, so now I fed you with 10 minutes of information. If you've been following this, congratulations. Now I can get to the real part. I'm sorry I had to do this introduction into astrology first, but when talking about love, we need to get a little bit scientific, because otherwise we get lost in delusions again. Because there's another planet that also rules love, not just the Sun, Leo, but also Pisces, Neptune. And that is where we get into the shadow of love. That is where we get into the deception in New Age. So what they tell you is that as long as you love yourself, everything will be fine. Love is shown to be the highest frequency, according to the New Age teachings. But as long as you love your neighbor and you love yourself, you will be rich. You will be healthy. Of course, this is not true, because if you love a narcissist, it doesn't give a shit. It's a black hole. So scientifically, we have already proof that love doesn't get you anywhere with a narcissist. So why would there be a law that says, oh, just love and everything will be fine? No, it will not be fine. Because this is a delusion. And unconditional love as a concept belongs to mothers and their children. Or if a father wants to play a mother role, it can also be the father. But really, unconditional love, what kind of concept is that? Unconditional means even if I am unaware of my divinity or their divinity, even if I am dead, literally, because to be unconscious is to, you might as well be dead, right? Then I will still love. No, of course not, it's illogical. So the concept of unconditional love itself is already a farce, because love, as I just explained in the first 10 minutes, requires consciousness. You need to be aware of your divinity, and you need to radiate the divinity, you need to embody that divinity, and then not only that, but you also need other people. You need the world to confirm, to validate your divinity. Because guess what? If the world does not confirm your divinity, if the world tells you you are a piece of, you know what, which is brown in the ground, then you're not going to succeed. Because we are interrelational creatures. We require validation. But the validation needs to be dense. It needs some anchor to hook. Reality gives you that hook. Reality sends you people, sends you promotions, sends you success in your career, public recognition, God knows what, to validate that you made it. You are successful. Your belief of yourself is solid. It's founded on reality. In case of narcissism, whatever reality throws at them is irrelevant. They are addicted to validation. They need to validate them constantly, because no matter what you give them, it goes in and out. Literally, it goes in and out. But at least for one moment, while it goes in, for a few seconds, the narcissist is like, oh yes, I need this, this is it. So then the narcissist gets hooked to you, gets hooked to social media, gets hooked to his, maybe he's an actor in a movie, maybe he's an artist, maybe he's a musician, like a singer, anybody who gets a lot of validation through a lot of people. Supply. He will stay hooked on that because it's all he got. He cannot believe what reality is showing him about himself. Whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter. That is reality. Now, in healthy people, who are not 100% healthy, but not a narcissist, in normal people, this is also hijacked. Because we tend to sometimes get validation from reality that we are worthy of love, and that we are divine, and God knows what, but we don't believe it. Because the programming of our parents is not yet resolved. We are still dealing with introjects, the voices of mom and daddy, who tell you, oh no, but wait a second, you still need to prove that you are worthy. Did you do this? Did you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Monkey mind. Repeating an idealistic pedestal of perfection, which you have to maintain. And the moment you drop from that pedestal, that is very rigid, like a box, and you need to stay in that box, and you need to do this, do that. The moment you stop, boom, your love goes. Because you're no longer able to self-validate when your mommy and daddy inside your head, like demonic possession, are still telling you you're not worthy. So that's the only problem that we have with love. And in New Age, they don't want you to look at that. They want you to say, no, 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 doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter who you are, just love, 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 unconditionally. Which of course is not biologically possible. As I just explained, your body, your soul needs to see. You need to see that you're worthy of love. If you don't, forget it. No matter how much you try to fake it to make it, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, if you try to go the faking road, narcissism. And you get stuck repeating the cycle of addiction, where you go from partner to partner, job to job, accomplishment to accomplishment, social media to social media post. Still waiting. Where are the likes? Where is the sex? Where is the confirmation of my divinity? And then you get the confirmation, but mommy and daddy still say no, 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 so you forget about it and need to keep going. Like a crackhead. Okay, so with that being out of the way, how do you fix this? You fix the problem of self-love by eliminating, like the hostile virus inside your mind that they are, like a parasite. Your mom and daddy must be eliminated from your head. And you must also eliminate any voice, no matter who it is, who is not validating you. Everybody. You must eliminate them all. And when your mind is silent, then you can truly see. Because you need to get out of this emotional state, where it's all about emotion. Because the emotion is tied to what you believe. And what you believe must be independent from other people. Otherwise you cannot see. What we're dealing with on a collective scale is a pandemic of people who believe that only other people can make them love themselves. That only when I meet other people's expectations, I'm good. So maybe we use Jesus Christ, I must be a sacrifice, or we use Muhammad, I must pray this many times to God and do law of manifestation, whatever. I don't know. Positive thinking. I need to do this and that, and then I'm worthy of love. And when they say unconditional love in New Age, then you're like, now you have a solution for me. No. No. Because they teach you not only to be free of other people, but also to be free of yourself. Because yourself has its own terms and conditions. Like when you sign a contract, if you want love, you must meet these conditions. Your true self, also has its own conditions. But most of us have forgotten those conditions. We're not even aware of what our conditions for self-love are. Because we spend so much time being controlled by other people. We have forgotten. So you must remember. And the first way to do that is to get rid of everyone else in your mind. Not in the physical. Don't be a hermit. Just make boundaries. Anyways, unconditional love. They want you to be unconditional because if you have no conditions yourself, you're like, oh, I'm always blissful. And guess what happens with the moment you're not blissful? Oh no, I have failed to be blissful. I have failed to unconditionally love myself. Oh no, shame, 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 shame. Now I'm a bad person. I am a failure because I don't meet that narcissistic, perfect bliss that they want me to be in, which is unconditional love. It's perfection. They want you to be perfect. So finally, after 20 minutes, we've come to the point of this video. If you made it this long, my goodness. Unconditional love is perfectionism. It's a hijack. It's a shadow persona of a perfectionist. Unconditional means I don't need anything, I don't need to do anything, I don't need to be anything. Just perfect. Your mind can't sustain this. The human mind is not capable of perceiving yourself as perfect permanently. It's impossible. So you are biologically, neurologically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, on all levels, you are not equipped to be capable of unconditional love towards yourself. And they try to convince you that you are. You are capable of loving yourself completely with conditions. The condition number one could be, I need to be smart. So be smart. You got all the resources you need. Just fucking do it if you want it. But if you don't need to be smart, maybe you need to be strong. Maybe you need to be capable of making your own decisions. Independent. Maybe you need to be wise. To be able to give advice that lands just right. To be able to make the correct decisions most of the time. And as long as you can maintain that, which is absolutely possible, then you love yourself. You can do that. Or you can say, I love myself because I need to. Because my biology demands it, which it does. And because of that, I need to find a way. How do I love myself? Well, look at others. Who do you love? Who is your example? And then find that within you and cultivate it like a seed. Grow it. Make it strong. And then the love will be self-generated automatically without you even trying. Very simple. Just how it works. You don't like it, meaning you don't like doing the inner work, meaning you are I need to be unconditional, I can't do the work, I can't work on myself, I can't be like this thing that I want to be. If you can't be what you want to be, New Age, narcissism, victim consciousness. So this is the end of where we reach the conclusion of this deception. The reason why they want people to be unconditionally loving is because they want them to be victims. To love yourself unconditionally is to be a victim. And you would have never figured that out if you didn't understand how love actually biologically works. Very grounded. Put both of your feet on the ground. Ask yourself, okay, let's be real. Let's be practical. What do I love? Okay, how do I do what I love? Do it. Boom. You love yourself. That's it. Through action. Through embodiment. Because you are what you love. That is how you love yourself. So that is your condition. Your conditional love, your condition is to be what you love. Oh, but I love unconditionally. I love everyone and everything. Oh no. And your brain explodes because you can't do it. So they want you to be stuck, trying to do something that you're not capable of doing. That is the deception. Why? What is the point? Again, victim consciousness. Okay, why do they need you to be a victim? Why do they need you to waste all this time chasing the carrot on the stick instead of just cultivating your own product? Why do they want you to get hooked on a product that doesn't exist? What do they gain? Well, narcissism is what they gain. They want a narcissistic society. It's part of a transhumanist agenda, which is to dehumanize people. To be human is to incarnate with terms and conditions, right? Like I said, your physical body requires diet, maintenance, requires food, requires shelter, requires hydration, requires movement, requires breath. All of these are terms and conditions. You are full of terms and conditions, and they want you to forget as many of those terms as possible. And the easiest way to do that is to forget about things that you don't understand. If you don't understand what love really is about and how to love yourself, then it's easy to deceive you. Through a lack of knowledge, they'll make sure that they give you a false information, disinformation, right? And then you get brainwashed, thinking, oh, unconditional love is the only true love. Every other love is fake. So let's have this example. What happens to a person who believes that unconditional love is the only real one and everyone is fake? That person will reject their own love. Simple. So if I love myself because... what do I love about myself? No. Okay. I love that I'm pretty good at talking. I like that. I want to maintain that. Because I maintain it, I get paid, people like me, I like what I do. Sometimes I listen to my videos and my posts, I read my own posts, and I'm like, that's some good shit. So then I feed myself narcissistic supply through my own content. Yes. So this is one way how I love myself. Now, an unconditionally loving person would see that and say, no, 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 that is ego. That is ego. I must not love my words. I must not love my content. Welcome to the floor right there. Tap into that. Do you see what's happening? Do you see what they wanted to be? They wanted to be a zombie. If you don't love your own content, your own creations, fifth house in astrology, your children, your partner, yourself, your creativity, your writings, your acting, your performance, your self-expression, your personality. If all of this is ego and you reject all of them because it's ego, no ego, no self, no self-love. Zombie, transhumanism, robot, machine, programmed, Matrix, Agent Smith, NPC, monkey, easy to control. So there we have it, the love deception. So if you like this video and if you want to see more of this series, because I will continue, please leave me a like and leave a comment if you have any ideas on what concept I should address next. I would love to make a video on any request that you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.